everybody. I'm James, and welcome to Storytime with James. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave us a comment if you like. All right. This one, this story is called Stop! Yes. This is a story of a friend of mine that I had a long time ago named Stanley, and I just want to tell his story, okay? I just want to tell his story. Hold up. I woke up this morning. Look, it's 5 something this morning, and I wanted chili. So my big sister hooked up a big pot of chili, and she shared some with me. So I didn't get a chance to eat it last night, because my buddy Rifleman, his wife cooked some catfish last night. So I went over to his house and enjoyed some catfish. It was good too. But hold on. Mm, 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 mm. All right. Who eats chili at 5 something in the morning? All right. All right. I just want to tell y'all a story about a friend of mine, okay? Well, at the time, he was a good friend of mine. Me and him used to hang together and everything. His name was Stanley, okay? Now, me and Stanley used to work together, and Stanley was very aggressive at work. Very aggressive, because at the time, we was working in the security field, okay? So Stanley was very aggressive, and and he was very funny. He was very funny. He used to keep me laughing and stuff like that. So, well, one day Stanley came to work with big, deep gouges, scratches like this, like somebody had grabbed his neck and everything, and he had little welts under his eyes and stuff like that. And so I asked him, I said, "What happened? What happened to you, man? What happened?" He said, well, I was running through some bushes, and the bushes scratched him. So I didn't pursue it, because I thought it was real. I thought he did run through some bushes. So, mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I thought he did run through bushes. It was, you know, it was believable. You know. Okay, on the phone, one day I was talking to him on the phone, and see, he had a wife at the time. He had a wife too. She was she started cursing him out badly, bad. Oh, it's thundering and lightning outside. It blocked me from running again. But anyway, it was he was she was cursing him out, you know, really bad. She said some bad things about him. Bad things that I choose not to repeat. But she cursed him out, and then he was on the phone with me, and I told his wife, I told him, I said, "Hey, what's going on? What's going on?" He said, "Nothing, man. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go." I said, "What in the world?" So then I thought, maybe I thought he was a punk. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And you know, I thought he was just a punk. So later on, he came back to he tried to call off from work. So I asked him. I said, what is he? What's Stanley calling off for? What he calling off for? And so I called Stanley up. I said, "Man, what's wrong?" He said, "Oh man, I just can't come in. I got the flu. Yeah, I got the flu." I said, "Well, you was fine yesterday." He said, "Yeah, I got the flu. I got the flu." So come to find out, she had semi broke his nose. So he had she fractured his nose. So he had something on his nose. You know, he had bandages on his nose. You know, he didn't want to come to work like that. You know. So I said, "Yeah, what happened to your nose?" "Oh man, I fell down the stairs. You know, ran into the then I ran into the cabinet. You know." So I was thinking, what in the world? Then it started kind of dawning on me. Then maybe he's getting beat. So once again, he came back to work when his nose got better. Well, I think it was just cracked. You know, his nose got better. Then he came to work, and we resumed like we used to. We just talking, laughing, joking. So then he went home, and then I went home. So then I get the call. It was like about 9 something, 9 p.m. You know, he said, "Man, come in. Man, I got to get out of here. Come on, let's go to some places." He wanted to go to a place where we used to go. They used to serve drinks and stuff there, you know. And I said, "Man, it's late at night, man. And my girl don't approve of that. She don't like that, you know. You know, trying to go leave at that time, you know." So he said, "Man, hey, could you come over?" He wanted to talk to me. He really wanted to tell me something. So I finally said, "Look, let me go. I'll come over your house, okay?" So I went over there, and man, it looked like a bomb blew off in his house. Stuff was thrown all over the house and stuff like that, you know. And he was sitting there, you know. So I said, "What is going on? Stanley, tell me what's going on," you know. So he said, "Oh, sometimes she get angry. She gets angry." And so that's when I knew then. I knew then that he was it was something happened to him, you know. So she came all of a sudden she came back. I don't know where she went to, but she came back. She came in the house. She said, "Look, your little friend's got to go." She was talking about me. I had to go. I was like, I was sitting there. I said, "Man," I said, "What you talking about?" She said, "You got to go." I said, Man, what you talking?" Stanley told me that I can stay, you know, but she kept insisting that I leave. So I got up. I said, "No, I don't. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave," and stuff like that. So Stanley said, "No, no, don't go, don't go." And she said, "What? Shut up, boy. What you talking about?" Pow, pow. And she started hitting his head, hitting him in his head. He covered up real good, you know, but she was hitting his head with her fists as hard as she could, you know. Then she picked something up, started hitting him with it. So I grabbed it from her, you know. And I told her, I said, "Look, you can't hit him like that. Don't hit him." So she wouldn't listen to me. So I said, "Come on, let's go. Let's go." So Stanley got up, and we fled the scene. We got in my car, and we drove around for a while. And then he got a hotel room. Okay. So I told him, I said, "Look, I got to go home, all right? But I'll get with you tomorrow, all right?" So he stayed in the hotel, but then he ended up calling this girl and telling her where he was, you know. So then it was another altercation going on, you know. She went down to the hotel and tried did it again, you know. You know, so I said, "Man, what in the world?" So sooner or later, I did that like twice. Went back and got him again, sent him to a hotel. Then I figured out that I'm going to take him to his mother's house, because apparently she was afraid of his mother. She was afraid, because his mother was no joke. She didn't play. She did not play, especially about her son either. You know, she didn't play. So I said, I'm taking you to your mom's house." He took her to his mom's house, and everything was fine and dandy, No, she couldn't come over there, So after that, she ended up telling him that she was pregnant. She was pregnant. So Stanley then said, he said, man, I got a kid on the way. I got a kid on the way. So I said, oh my goodness, man. Man, man, man. So she had the kid, and it was a boy. So he named it Stanley Jr., So everything was okay for about a month. Then all H went down, man. She ended up fighting him again, and she pulled the knife on him. Okay, so she had him at knife point. And Stanley had called me before, right before that. So I was going to his house. So I went in there, and she had a knife on him. So I took the knife from her. I said, what you doing with this knife? Oh, I just snatched it real quick. I snatched it real quick. So he said, she said, you got to get out of here. You got to get out of here. She told me to take Stanley out of there. So I did. And Stanley was bawling like somebody was killing him, man. He was bawling. So I told him, I said, look, man, sooner or later you got to think of your own safety. I know your son is here, but you can go to court with for that, but you need to stay safe. So I took him back to his mom's house, and his mom went off on him, told him, said, look, this ain't gonna fly. This ain't gonna fly. You got to stop this going back. So I think later on he started getting court proceedings to so he can see his child, so he can see his child. So after that, they after that he saw his child again, and every time he go see his child, she would put something on him, like maybe he's trying to take the kid or something like that, or it was his child. That was his child. That was his child because that boy looked just like him. And I don't know if they got DNA, but I think they had to get DNA. They had to get it. So it was confirmed that it was his child. So she didn't step out. I don't know if she cheated on him before or something like that, but in this case, this was his child. So John would cry. He would cry and stuff like this about his child. So finally, he was at his mom's house, and one night at about 11, 12 o'clock, he called me, and I said, "Yeah, what's up? What's up, man?" He was crying. I said, "What's the matter, man? Is she fighting you again? She fighting you?" He said, "No, I'm over my mom's house. I'm over my mom's house." I said, "Man, why are you still crying about this girl?" He said, "No, I'm gonna end it." And I said, "Oh, yes, yes." I said, "Good. That's a good thing." He said, "No, you don't understand." He said, "Click, click, click, click." And I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "No, I'm just gonna end it all. I'm gonna end it all. I don't have no purpose on this earth. So I told him, I said, "Hey, hey, 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 put it down, all right? You got a son that you need to look after, okay? You want your son to hear about you did this to yourself?" Then he really started crying and stuff like that. So I told him some other stuff, and then I said, "Hey, that's it. Put the gun down. Put it down." So when he was lowering it, it said, "Pow!" It went off. It went off into the floor. And I thought he had shot himself. I was screaming his name out, "Stanley, Stanley, Stanley." And then he said, What? Yeah, yeah." I said, "Man, you okay?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Is there anybody downstairs? Your mom downstairs?" He said, "Oh my goodness, mama." And he ran down the stairs, and His mom was in the living room, but the bullet went through the kitchen, you know. But she was just in there cooking something. But she was out of there, and he hugged his mom and was crying and stuff like that. After that, it made him more determined to get out of that relationship because it was very toxic. It was. He got out that relationship, and that was it. That was it. After he got out of it, then he got his visitation. He got visitation because she kept trying to block him from seeing his kids. So he got visitation, and he would pick his kid up like 2 or 3 times a week, take him home and stuff like that. So it all turned out well, Now, me and Stanley wasn't too much friends no more after that. Well, he went his way, I went my way. Because I think I was just getting married then, so I couldn't spend time with him like that, I couldn't spend time with him no more. So after that, I happened to see him when me and my wife was going downtown to fill some marriage papers out or something like that. So we were downtown, and then I saw him. I said, "How you doing?" He said, "Oh, what's up?" And he looked strange, like, kind of strange, I said, "What's up, man?" He said, "Nothing much, man." I said, this is my wife right here, He said, "Oh, what's up? What's up?" I said, "All right." Okay, so what happened, man? He said, "No, it's over with." He said, I said, "How your son doing?" And he showed me a picture of his son. His son had got kind of big then, And I said, "Oh, wow." I said, "How's your mom doing?" He said, "Oh, my mom passed away." And he was getting ready to cry, but he held his composure, I said, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that." He said, "Yeah, she passed away last year, So, but his mom was his rock, So I know when she passed away, it was terrible to him, But he still was able to see his kid, and stuff like that. And he was in another relationship. He even showed me his new girl. He said they were getting married too. So I guess he turned out all right, you know. But I didn't abandon him when he was going through what he was going through, you know. Well, anyway, look, if you know somebody, or if you being abused or something like that, you can call the National Domestic Violence hotline. Okay, you can call that. It's at 800-799-7233. That's 800-799-7233. Y'all can call it. You can call them or have whoever. If you got a friend, don't never leave your friend if they're in that situation. Okay. All right. Coconut juice, but this is not. This is not the same. It's not. It tastes a little bit like it, but it's not the same. All right. Okay. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave us a comment if you like. And hit that bell notification. Hit that bell notification so that you know every time we drop another video. And share, share, share. Share my videos with your family. Share them with your friends. Share them with your loved ones. And even share them with your enemies. Peace. Adios. Salamat.
Oh my God. Yeah.